Now we're going to go ahead and pivot again. Now we're going to be doing, instead of a distributive property first, now we're going to be looking at adding like terms first. We're still like making the equation easier to work with. We want to turn it into a two-step equation as quickly as possible. So here we have 18 equals 1 minus 5w plus 2. Now, generally speaking on these, we do want to clean up the equation. We're going to end up adding like terms. Remember, we want to see what our goal is. So our variable's on the right-hand side of the equal sign. So at the bottom of our work, that's what we're going to have. The w is going to be on the right-hand side. So let's go ahead and clean this up or add like terms. So we already know left-hand side is already cleaned up. It's 18. So we can just write 18 equals. And now we add like terms. When we add like terms, generally speaking, start with your variables, okay? So in this case here, we only have one variable term, and that's the negative 5w or minus 5w. Okay, and then for the constant terms, we have a 1 and a 2. And these are being added. It's a plus 2. So that's going to make plus 3. Okay, now we have the two-step equation, add or subtract, then multiply or divide, right? So we want to undo the plus 3. We're going to do that by doing a minus 3 to both sides. So 18 minus 3, that's going to make 15 equals, and then we got negative 5w there, and then the plus 3 minus 3 just makes plus 0. So the 3's are undone or canceled if you want to use the more vague math term for that. Next up, undo this negative 5 being multiplied by w with a divide negative 5 to both sides. So there we go. Looks like that. Now we have a 15 divided by a negative 5. Positive divided by negative, that'll be negative. 15 divided by 5 is 3. Remember, with the positives and negatives, if you're still struggling, break it up into smaller chunks. First up, is my answer positive or negative? And then what is the value, okay? And then negative 5 over 5, that's just a 1w right there. So negative 3 equals w. Let's have you go ahead and try this one out on your own. Pause the video, then come on back and see how you did. So if we notice, we have our x's are on the left-hand side of the equal sign. So at the bottom of our work, we're going to have x equals. And now we do add like terms. So we want to clean these up so they're easier to work with. So normally start with your variables. We have a negative 4x and a negative 5x. We have two terms, two x terms. So we add those up. And this is a negative and another negative, so it'll be further negative. So think you owe $4 and you owe $5, so together you're going to owe $9. So that'll be a negative 9x, and then the constant term on the left-hand side is a minus 2, and still equals negative 29. Now we have the two-step equation, add or subtract, then multiply or divide. The stereotypical way of doing it. So we're going to add 2 to both sides. Add 2 and add 2. So now we have a negative 9x plus 0 on the left, and then negative 29 plus 2. You owe 29. You only have $2. So you try and pay off as much as you can. You're still going to owe money. And then how much are you going to owe? 29 minus 2, 27. Now we undo the minus 9 being multiplied with a divide by 9 to both sides. So negative 9 over negative 9, that's just 1x. And then negative divided by negative, that's going to be a positive. And then 27 divided by 9, that's going to make a 3. X equals 3 is the value for the variable that makes the equation true. So let's have you go ahead and try this one out on your own. Pause the video, then come on back and see how you did. So here we go with solving 3y minus 2 plus 9y plus 12 equals negative 14. If we notice, we do have the variable on the left-hand side of the equal sign. So at the bottom of our work, we should have y equals and then the value there. Start out by adding like terms. Start with our variable terms. We have two variable terms. We have a 3y and a plus 9y. So together, those are going to make 12y's. Now let's look at the constant terms. We have a minus 2 and a plus 12. So think negative 2 plus 12 or subtract 2 from 12, right? And that's going to make 10. So we got a plus 10 there. And the right-hand side is still equals negative 14. Now we got the two-step equation. Undo the add, subtract, and then undo the multiplication in this case here. So we're going to undo that plus 10 with a minus 10 to both sides. So now we have a 12y plus 0 equals negative 14 minus 10. So think debts. You have to pay 14 and you have to pay an additional $10. So you're going to add up those debts. So it'll be $24 that you owe if you're thinking money. So negative 24 there. Now undo this 12 being multiplied to the y with a divide 12 to both sides. So we have 12 over 12. That makes 1y right there. And then negative divided by a positive will be negative. 24 divided by 12 makes 2. So negative 2 is the value for y that makes the equation true.